All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give our praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone for teaching me the truth 100% securely. And I'd like to give a salutation to the Akim and Aqua while listening and studying to show ourselves approved. This is Brother Bayan from the Tulsa, Oklahoma, Hebrew Israelite Camp, coming back to you with another quick lesson. And this is pretty much just a quick lesson based on this article that I saw pretty much earlier today. And it reminded me of the scripture, which is in the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter. All right. And this is why Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he said he hated sinners. And he also said, help not a sinner. Okay. So real quick, we can go ahead and read the article. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and play the video. All right. And we just go from there. All right. Lord willing, this is edifying. Salakio got the commercial going on. Hold on, bear with me for a minute. Go skip that.
Meanwhile, listen to this story. One Atlanta property owner was generous enough to let people stay on his land temporarily if they helped with the upkeep, but has long since ended that offer. Now, years later, of course, squatters have taken over and trashed his land, and one of them even sued him for nearly $200,000. Join us right now, along with his attorney, David Perry. We've got David Morris. Mr. Morris, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you. You know, you've got a big heart. You wanted to establish this nonprofit where people could live on your 9 acres for free if they took care of it, and they did up until the pandemic. And then you closed the nonprofit, but you could not get rid of the people, even though you asked them politely. What happened?
Well, people just kept coming on the land and bringing RVs and tents, and the pandemic happened, and I tried to file eviction, and there was a moratorium, and I totally understand. I'm compassionate and I understand, but it just got out of hand. A lot of people, with addictions and comorbid issues, mental issues, had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And they 9 acres of hardwoods, and downtown Atlanta and Lakewood area. It's attached on to 70 acres of hardwoods, also the Swan Nature Preserve.
Right.
And so this huge area, for people to camp.
Right, and it's, David, it is beautiful property. You can tell, but then you see, the campsites and the squalor as well. Mr. Perry, as the attorney, why is it in so many localities now, it seems like there are these upside down laws that protect the squatters and not the people who own the land?
There are, and I think it's a lack of respect for property rights. There's currently a statute pending before the Georgia legislature that would make squatting a crime. Also, writing a false lease a crime.
Yeah, well, what's taking so long? It just doesn't seem like this is right. Mr. Morris, I mentioned this at the top. One of the people who was a squatter actually sued you for $190,000, and you wound up going to court. He didn't wind up showing up, and so it was eventually dismissed. But right now you're at the stage, right now you're at the stage where you would like them just to simply leave, but they won't. What are you going to do?
Well, so now we're at the writ of possession stage, which I've been selling real estate for 30 years in Atlanta, and I've gone through the eviction process many, many times. Now the marshals will call us, and I've told the people who are living on the land, and there's about 8 of them right now, I said, guys, pack up, get ready. The marshals are coming out. This will be about 3 weeks, and I'll have 5 people with gloves and garbage bags, and we have to load everything out of the house and out of the bunkers that they're living in, the little huts, and get it all moved to the street.
We already had to hire a cleanup crew and they filled up 5 dumpsters with trash that had been left by the squatters.
Yeah,
I spent $10,000 on cleanup.
No, we can see the problem. We get the problem. It's just too bad that you're going through it. And ultimately, this started out as such a nice thing. You wanted to help people. You wanted everybody off the property so you can build affordable housing there. So let's see what happens next. David, we thank you both. You no longer are in Atlanta. You're actually out in California because you've headed up to here. Guys, thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday.
Thanks for having us. Have a great day.
Take care.
Okay, that's just crazy.
All right, so there you have it right there, and of course these are a bunch of Edomites, and we know that America, aka Babylon the Great, will be destroyed, and pretty much the Edomites are losing their kingdom. All right, and this is pretty much a lesson for Yasser Ali, the so-called Negroes, Latino, and Native American, this is an example on why you should not help a sinner. All right, that goes for, the people in your family, your loved ones, and so on and so forth. But Yahweh Shai have no respect of person. Okay, and so as you can see that the guy who was helping people out, they had an agreement, but those squatters, whoever they was pretty much drug users, and those drug users are pretty much sinners, okay? And Yahweh Shai said he hated sinners, okay? And so when you go into the scriptures, pretty much the Apocrypha, which is, they took out of the scriptures, they took out of the Bible, and that's another thing, and that's another offense against Yahweh Shai, All right, so real quick, we go to Ecclesiastica, a.k.a. Sirach. Okay, Ecclesiastica, a.k.a. Sirach, chapter 12, and verse 1. And it says, when thou would do good, know to whom thou does it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefit. Okay? And right there, this is the first step right here. It says, when thou will do good, know to whom thou does it. Okay? And so that means that you have to do good, and you have to know whether these individuals, you have to be a good judge of character. Okay, these individuals are they God-fearing men, or do they disregard the laws of Yahweh Shai? Do they not care? Okay, that's what this scripture means. It says, know to whom thou doest to. Okay, in verse 2, and it said, do good to the godly man. All right, this is who you're supposed to help out, the godly man, not the sinner. Okay, because when you read on, as a matter of fact, before I read on, let's get this John chapter 7 and 24, because it made me think of, when I read the first scripture, it made me think of John 7 and 24, okay? Because it says, judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. And how do you judge righteous judgment? And you have to judge whether the person is a godly man, whether he is a doer of the word and not a hearer, okay? And also, when you judge righteous judgment, you have to be a doer of the word as well, okay? You have to be willing to apply scriptures like 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Well, let's go ahead and get that. Chapter 13 and 5. When it says, examine yourself, whether ye be in the faith, prove your own self. Know ye not your own self, how that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is in you, except ye be a reprobate. Okay, and so if you're an individual that examine yourself, then that means you're trying to change. You're trying to be pleasing in the eyes of Yahweh Shai, and so that makes you a godly man. So you're going to then it shouldn't be hard for you to figure out whether this other person is a godly man, which is going back to John 7 and 24. Okay. Judge righteous judgment. Okay, you judge whether that person is willing to accept critical, constructive criticism. Okay, those are the type of people that you want to help out. And if they can't accept that constructive criticism, then you shouldn't be trying to help this individual. Okay, so going back into Ecclesiastica, aka Sirach, chapter 12, and verse 2 again, because it says, do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High. Okay, so if you do good to a godly man, even if that person can't pay you back, Yahweh Shai will pay you back tenfold. All right, That's only if you're helping the godly man. All right, and in verse 3, and it said, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil. Okay, and if you actually go and into the article, because I read a little bit of the article, these were squatters and most of them were drug users. Okay, so they were occupied in evil. All right, just an example on why you should pick and choose who you should help. Okay, and it said, nor to him that giveth no alms. And it said, give, verse 4, it said, give to the godly man and help not a sinner. Okay, when you go into the word sinner, the Google word sinner, well, we'll actually go and look that up real quick for edification purposes. And it says, a person who transgressed against divine law by committing an immoral act or acts, okay, meaning plural. A person who pretty much occupied in iniquity, which is sin upon sin, okay? And so we're going back into Ecclesiastica, aka Sirach 12:4 again. It says, give to the godly man and help not a sinner, okay? Which going back to the verse 3, because it says, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil. Okay, those are the people who are living in sins and iniquity. Okay, those who do not care about the laws of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, in verse 5, and it said, do well unto him that is lowly. Okay, people that is humble. All right, that's able to accept critical, constructive criticism. Okay, and it said, do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby. For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him. And that is exactly what happened to the landowner, okay, which is pretty much he's an Edomite. He got what he deserved. But, you know, just using that story as an example, you saw what happened when he helped out, that landowner helped out a bunch of sinners and ungodly men, and he got twice as much as evil, okay? They paid him back with grief, okay? He had to spend, he basically lost money in that transaction, okay? In verse 6, and it said, for the Most High hated sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. All right. And see, this is another thing, is that what is the point of you helping someone that is a sinner when it's, you're kind of doing a comparison. If you help a sinner, that help that you provided for him is going to go in vain, because that help, that blessing that you gave to a sinner is not going to turn around and bless somebody else, as opposed to someone who is godly. That blessing is going to multiply, 10, 3, however many times Yahweh Yahushua allow it. Okay, it's a difference. Well, when you help out a sinner and you bless that person, okay, that blessing is going to stay with that sinner. He's not going to turn around and help nobody else. All right, that's a difference. So that's why Yahweh Yahushua said, help not a sinner. Okay, because that blessing is not going to continue. Okay. So reading verse 6 again, he said, for the Most High, Yahweh Yahushua hated sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment, the mighty day of their punishment. Give unto the good and help not the sinner. Okay, and that's that's pretty much the point of this lesson. When I read the article and I looked and I was like, okay, he was helping a bunch of sinners anyway, and he got what he deserved, as you read in verse 5. Okay, because verse 5 was pretty much the point, and this is why he received twice as much evil as he got for helping out a bunch of sinners. All right, so Lord willing, this is edifying, and with that, we give our praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone for teaching me the truth, 100% securely. Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.